Hello, complainers. I know this is not the movie critique, but you know me. I'm Keith, and I'm part of the PK's network. And like I said, this is not a movie critique. I've been trying to get our executive producer to figure out to start a new one with the programs, and I think I got away, but I'm not too sure. And I've asked him to set it up, and you know how, oh, you want to change everything, oh. And he says, don't touch anything, and guess what? I'm not touching it, so therefore I'm following his rules. But no, the last time I did the PK's Complainer was a year after the January 6th thing. The first time, the one I did before that was when January 6th came up and everybody was blaming Trump, and I didn't see nothing wrong with what Trump was doing. So, and I know that's gonna make a bunch of y'all mad, but you know what? I don't care. But the other side is a process in which I will use an excerpt from a news broadcast, either that days or the days before, or something I see on Facebook, because there's a lot of complainers out there on Facebook. It's so bad that I even have a hard time, to give them both sides of the stories. So I try to do my best, and that's all I could do. So just bear with me, and you will never. And I will tell you, after all the conversations and stuff. Granted, there's nobody on or anything with me now, so because this is the first one for what, 3 years that I've done one, so all the followers I had back then is no good. But maybe this will get us started. So, and what I'm trying to do is get the PK's network going. But there's another group out there that says that's the PK's network. So mine's gonna be the PK's network for you at Gmail. So, and I'll get him to set up a QR code scanner. So, hopefully it won't be too bad. So let's go ahead and get this here started. And this first one is going to be a pet peeve of mine. And I'm going to only try to do one a day, so. And just like if I do use the stuff on Facebook, it's going to be the first one that I come to that I haven't did before. But everybody's complaining about the same thing. And a lot of it's political, now that the government is running good, or backup operating, it has slowed down a little bit. So, but here's my personal issue is I do not know how many of y'all are using YouTube TV. You know, it's not just YouTube because this happened on Direct TV also, and on this year, YouTube and ABC, ESPN, all of that, they were fighting and they fought since I think it was October the 30th. And I was trying to get the Tennessee game up and I could not get it, find it. You know, so, but don't feel bad. I went to, when I went to eat at a local restaurant, they had a hard time finding it on their version. So, but somebody was able to find it for me. But here you got the ABC channels, you know, and they will sell certain spots in a TV program called ads or commercials. Now they are, and it's according to how good the show is how much they're going to charge you for that commercial. Not me, but them, the ones who's producing the commercial. So, cause my thing is give me commercial free. I'll give you $5 extra a month for commercial free. Heck, but I pay YouTube. Well, at first I was paying Direct TV, and 2 years ago CBS and them were fighting. And when you go on vacation stuff, and they were they were having problems with the cable companies where we were going of getting CBS. So, but this year it was ABC with YouTube. So a company is paying the television ABC money for a 90-second commercial. Granted, it's probably a lot of money, but they could have made the television show a little bit easier going. You know, put the commercials at the beginning or at the end. Don't split up unless it's for all of us that old folks that, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. I wish the commercial would hurry up. But you know, they got a new thing called pause, so therefore, that's no big issue. And the thing of it is they are paying the ABC companies. Well, I know when DirecTV first came out with their local channels, they were not officially local channels when they first came out. It was certain cities had their broadcast going up there and doing it. So local channels at that time meant ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. And somewhere on your side of the time zone. there was several times I would be able to watch Chattanooga television, or New York, New Jersey. And the good thing about that is their news times was different than ours. So when I would get home, so I didn't have to go through. Hey, over here in this community over here that I didn't know where it was, we had this going on. So I didn't have to put up with that, which is a good thing. But they go through a whole lot, and then when the local channels around here came up and put it on there, with if you was within a certain area, you had to watch that channel. Well, as you might guess, at that time, CBS was getting bought out by another company, and before that, you could pay extra money and get the East Coast or the West Coast television stations as local channels, and I was paying for that because if you come home at 7:25 and you missed the start of your show, hey, wait an hour and a half, you got to see it again. Ding. It costs you $25, a little bit more for, I think it was like $7 per channel. So, but CBS, when CBS sold out to another guy, and he was in Arkansas, they took away all the West Coast feeds off the DirecTV so that you couldn't get them. Now you could get all the other ones, but he protested enough, says, no, I want my people to see these. Well, luckily, about a year later, they came out with DVD-Rs for your satellite receivers, and you could record it and not miss it. And the great thing about it is you could fast forward through the commercials. So, but when it got so expensive, just to watch the network channels, that's all I really watched. And then I would watch Tennessee football, and some of the Tennessee football games was on pay-per-view, and you never got to see those. And my son, he was an Alabama fan, so we was always fighting over that. But Tennessee always won if between the two of us. And he got to the point where he knew he had to leave the house if he wanted to watch Alabama games playing at the same time as Tennessee games. So, but that was also when they would do it's a 4-hour football game, and they would only schedule it for 3 hours on the station, and the next game they would schedule at the end of the 3 hours to start, but your game ain't over, so they keep going with that one and say, when this game is over, we'll get you into this one. You've done missed a whole half a quarter, at least, usually. That's out of my payroll. So, but like I was saying, ABC and YouTube, you know, the the stations start charge the company by how many viewers they could get, you know, and that's why they have those Nielsen ratings. And so if your TV station could go into a format that will get further, like let's say ours could get up to Nashville, over to Chattanooga, Scottsboro, and over there, they probably get it on regular antenna, but do they even use those anymore? Since they went direct digital, or all the way down to Birmingham. So if the commercial was really good and could save them a lot of money, they could come from those distances. Whereas before, these people wouldn't even know that the store existed. Now they're saying, well, I could go down there. So they're getting more people that could possibly go into the store. And those increased people, networks are charging the stores more money for that. So then they're when they go onto the YouTube, and YouTube has even more people that they can supply. Heck, and nowadays you go order online from the store, and the price of it with shipping and handling is cheaper than the price that at their location. So guess what? They could get more money. Well, the networks and YouTube, they were fighting, and it took several weeks for them to get a deal broke out. But in that several weeks, I missed several TV stations, series, and a Tennessee football game during the process. So who got hurt? I got hurt. You know, YouTube, they are, it's like DirecTV. DirecTV had it going up to the satellite, and then coming down and going out to everybody. Did it cost any more money for them to let these channels go to it? I bet you it costs more money to have somebody go in there and program the system to stop the broadcast of it. And then when they negotiate, it costs them that much more money to allow the process, the broadcast to be issued, to be seen. So they had to pay a group of people so much money to stop it, and so much money to put it back on. When they could have, when I was paying for what's called network channels, is ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, and then you got PBS and stuff, and that's not really. But I was paying the same amount of money, but I couldn't get one of my stations. Did I get a break? I did. So, but did they cut my divide my bill by 4 and say, okay, you don't have this station, so we're going to knock it off for this month. So they're getting money to allow the store, the station to show on YouTube. And YouTube is getting, now YouTube has to pay the money to make it available in a streaming type of sense, which I don't like the term streaming, because it gets interrupted. Now granted, it's not like during the spring on your channel when the leaves grows up, or you may lose a few channels, and they were free, so you can't complain too much about them because they were free. But when you're paying for them, and with a satellite dish, you did the same thing. When the leaves came out, and it's right there at the horizon, because it's not just straight up like most people would think. It's along the equator, and if you got a big tree in front of you in the southward direction of the equator, you may or may not get the channel. And when all the leaves falls off the trees, then you'll get them. So now you got to decide. You think my neighbor would get mad if I cut that tree down? You think he would notice? Well, I'm going to have to decide, do I want the channel good enough to take the possibility of getting shot or go to jail? Because, it'll take a long time for a tree to grow back if you cut it down. That could be what's causing all these California wildfires. Is people, instead of cutting them down, they're burning them down, and they're getting out of control. Because they can't get the equator line on their satellite dish. Have they even thought about that? But no, it's pretty good. But so again, who's losing during these times that your YouTube, your streaming provider, and your networks cannot get along? Neither one of them are, because they charge you the other one's the same. Now granted, YouTube will not get there because, hey, if you ain't going to broadcast, I ain't going to pay you from the stations. Whereas they're not going to broadcast it, they still charge me the same. I'm the one getting screwed. So now I do got a couple of more complaining personal issues. Excuse me, but those will be another day, because like I said, I'm going to try and do this here one thing a day, and maybe if we get some viewers, I will be able to do do something that I'm not used to, take the questions as they type and go on. I don't know why they would want to hear me, because to me, I sound terrible. And I've seen a whole bunch of my backlog trying to get this channel going with an actual PK's movie critique, and I look terrible too. So I look terrible, I sound terrible. Nobody wants to see that. So therefore, Pam, my wife, she's the part of the PK's movie, because I'm Keith, and but she will never get in on something like this. She wants the PK's movie critique, and then I have to beg her for that, because for some reason she don't like to talk to people, which she's not talking to people, she's talking at the people. Maybe one day I can get her in here to work out on this here, and we could have a whole bunch of fun, because like I say, this is a one side versus the other side. Now, I did, with me saying that, made me realize that I've only given one side of this issue, and that's my side. So I'm sorry. But on their side, you know, if I provide you $100,000, you as a store on your before going through me was getting 1,000 people a week. Okay, let's make it better, a little bit. 10,000 people a week, because he was putting out those paper paper ads, and he was going through. You had to pay for the advertisement. You had to pay for this. Had to pay for that. And then the people may or may not show up. You got your regular customers. They'll be there. But, excuse me. But the people that receives the paper, most of them don't want that paper, those ads and stuff, and they'll throw them down. But you may get the people who actually goes through those ads and say, hey, this is a good deal, let's go down there. Because I have drove 98 miles to one of the cities around here to get something that probably would only save me $10, but it's the issue of it. So if you get 10,000 people coming into your store a week, excuse me, and you go through our network, you may get 50,000 people now that will drive that extra distance to get there. And if you only got $10 per individual, you know, so let's say $10 per half, because going to have, let's see, let's see, half would be $25,000, $10. I want that would be an extra $250,000. You know, that's quite a bit of money. So you're getting that $250,000 extra, and I don't get nothing because you don't want to pay me to broadcast your commercials. So, so that's not fair, and that's why I want you to pay for it. But then comes all the other stuff that comes into it. You know, you gotta have people broadcasting. You gotta keep the equipment up to date. You know, if a flaw comes in during the movie or during the football game or something, the football games, you can't help because you don't know when the commercial's going to be because they're in the middle of playing the games. You know, it's going to be timeout or commercial break timeout. But so I don't know how that works on buying ads in it. All I know is the Super Bowl, they get a whole bunch of money for it, and that's the only reason why I watched it before is because of the commercials. But now the commercials, they come out 2-3 weeks beforehand, and then during the show, it's no use if it's not as surprising if you've seen it already. You know, you don't get that. Oh man, I can't wait till next year when I can see the Budweiser Drysdale kicking that poor kid. You know, you don't get to see that. So, but like I said, they want a part of your money, and they want you to pay them because they are giving you extra ways to receive money. So they want extra ways to receive money. And they're not going to say, we're making extra money for this here, so you don't have to pay as much. They're not going to say that. So now there is the both sides of this stories. You have the one side that's wants money because he is helping the commercial side people make more money, so they want more money. Then you got my side of the, or I should say my side. You have the other people who's paying to watch that, and they don't get as much. They don't get to see their stuff, and they don't get no refunds from it. So who's getting blamed? So as most of y'all can guess, I am choosing the subscribers side. So, well, thank you for tonight, and if you enjoy it, just go ahead and email me at either PK's Network for You at gmail.com, and I'll try and get to see if I could do that, because like I say, this is a work in progress. son, my executive producer, he thinks it's stupid, which it is, but I like to complain. I complain about everything. I got friends, when I go out to eat and stuff, the server comes up and says, "How are y'all?" I'll tell them, I feel terrible. I'm terrible. And all the other ones, all my other friends, "Oh, they're good, they're good." I'll say, "I'm terrible." And they go, "What's wrong?" I go, "I'm here spending all this money, and I don't know if it's good or not." And then, they go through their stuff, but I'm a unique feller, is what they call me. A big old complainer. So, again, thank you for listening, and hope to see y'all on later. And you know, maybe one day I'll learn how all this stuff is going. So, take it easy and good night.